The way we go about it is, number one is we have an organizational strategy. What we stand for, at the end of the day, it's about cross-border, it's about wealth, and it's about sustainability. And that drives the underlying architecture of the organization in leveraging on AI. That's a very critical element because that drives how we think about the solution and how we use them. Secondly, it's not just about doing AI for the sake of AI. I just came from one talk right now and they're saying, oh, what's really important? What's the component? I said, look, it's about a business objective. The level of how AI is being actually developed and leveraged is a secondary element because we're fundamentally business, we're people-first organization. So I know this sounds kind of high level, but that's really critical. We need to be, and we are, business focused and ultimately looking at it from a compartmentalized point of view in terms of an overall architecture. It can't just be a standalone. It needs to sit in a larger picture. First and foremost, we have an underlying approach, a framework, as you can say, which essentially allows us to help identify when we need to build something, because there are situations whereby, quite candidly, we need to build it. It's very specific. It's highly contextual. There are scenarios whereby we just buy it because you know something? It's a wheel and someone has already invented the wheel. We just need to use it. And then there's the third category, which we call blend. So build, buy, blend, triple B, in terms of where we work collaboratively. And that collaboration can, again, have different levels in terms of relationship and partnerships. From universities and academia, for example, a relationship and MOU with A-Star, where, to give you a concrete example, we've worked to really understand fairness of AI. Why is that important? Because at the end of the day, what is a bank? It's about a risk manager. It's about trust. And we want to make sure we look at all those different dimensions on how to incorporate that into our broader underlying strategy. We also work with, commercial vendors, whereby they bring in their muscle, also working with other partners in terms of how do we take maybe an existing solution that's, let's say, 50% there, 60% there, but now is able to be contextualized to the banking world, to the highly regulated type of environment. We've already established a whole enterprise capability from an AI. We call it the AI factory. We are on the journey in terms of creating a compartmentalized view. What do I mean by that? When I was a kid, I loved playing with Lego. And ultimately, regardless of whether it's a Tyrannosaurus Rex, a T-Rex, whether it's a spacecraft, whether it's little beach house and whatnot, it's the same components which are being used. That is the same approach that we're doing, and we're building them. This has already resulted in concrete productional usage across the organization. And let me give you one example. In Hong Kong, we released and productionalized, a solution that helps in the memo underwriting process. It sounds really simplistic. But what happens today, a person takes documentations from developers, it takes documentations of valuers, and ultimately there is an opportunity for home buyers. That simplistic element takes up to 2-3 days of a person to triangulate, draft, and create an internal memo. Using AI, that takes 10 minutes, including the human oversight, the governance, that accountability aspect. That is something which is critical because not only does it help us in productivity, it helps you from an experience because it means you get that approval. You're able to get that product and service a lot faster. Where we are is we're actually identifying all of these little small steps amongst the bigger ones to start plugging in AI effectively, because we want to make sure it's becoming a capability that's across the board in the background. The saying that we use is, I want to make AI boring. It's just there. It's just enabling our productivity. It's enabling the value that we want to deliver and are delivering to our customers and clients. As I was kind of alluding to, where we are, as I mentioned, it's about cross-border, it's about wealth, and it's about sustainability.
Right.
What I truly believe is the highest impact. It's about that personalization of service and simplicity, both internally, because if you think about it, employees are also customers, but also externally. So it's less about the dazzle and all these sparkles about AI. It's about end of the day, when you want to order food and you click a button, when you want to get the logistics of a car, when you want to write the right content, you don't think about the marvels of AI that's running in the background. You're having that experience of the service. That is what we're doing, and that's the value proposition we provide. We're elevating the experience of banking, and we're focusing on personal assistance.